this mess at the moment. We're going to try and get ourselves out. By 2020, what do you think population of Ireland's going to be, the unemployment rate, and our GDP per capita? Really give you lots of rope to hang yourself.
I think our population is going to drop as the million people who moved here reconsider their options, and as the economy doesn't recover as quick as they might have hoped. Having said that, I think people will continue to have babies, and so I think that we'll actually probably be around the 6 million mark.
Just 6 million?
I would say that in the next 10 years, because I wouldn't undermine the effect of the people who are moving here, who aren't going back home. The people who are going home don't tend to have a lot of children. I think the people that will stay will actually be the ones that will have lots of children, that will be from different continents such as South America, Africa, Asia, and as they stay, they'll have larger families than what we typically would have had as Irish people. I also think that at that stage we'll also be in some other type of upward market, and it might encourage again people to come back and fly into a small economy, which if you had said before that we'll have 1 in 5 come to our country, that 1 in 5 people won't be from here, people would have said you're crazy. But it's happened before, and so I think that sets a precedent for it. I think that our trajectory on the way down can be violent, but it can also do it on the way up, and that will attract in a lot of work. And if we start to get back to the kinds of jobs that, if the IDA are very successful and they do bring in a lot of foreign direct investment, I think that will bring with it as well people who want to work here, who see the benefit of this nation, and the financial services that we export, I think, are set to probably grow. Again, being a native English-speaking country, we export a huge amount of financial services, and I think that we're really still at the early stages of that. I think we're where we were with pharmaceuticals in the late 80s with financial services. So that's the population. Next, GDP. Hard to say. Do you mean versus dollar? Like, am I making a dollar call, or just relative to now?
Just if we just take 2007, so the number then was 45,000, in or about 45,000 a head, $45,000.
It's a wild guess, but I'll just say probably around 60,000. I think we'll have some ongoing deflation, not a strong return, but I'm a believer long-term in inflation happening. I think market economies tend to expand. That the way that money works in the world today is inherently inflationary. To get up to what would be in essence maybe 30% more over the course of 10 years, I don't think is a big ask. That would mean that a can of beer that cost you 10 years ago cost you €1 would cost you $1.30 today. I would say that would be, as a ballpark, my feelings.
And then unemployment rate?
I think I don't know that we're going to necessarily get to where we were in the past. And the other thing is as well, a lot of it will hinge on the size of our population. I think unemployment and population are actually kind of, if you're wrong on one, you're going to be wrong on the other. If we do get people coming into the countries, I feel we will, I think our unemployment might get down around 5%. If I'm wrong on that and people don't come into the country, we don't have some kind of innovation or bull market that drives it forward, I think we'll trend closer to European averages or maybe even above them. So really it depends on finding answers and innovation and industry that encourages jobs that we can export, and that will bring in the people. And if the people are coming in, it will have that sort of economic momentum and drive down unemployment. If I'm wrong on that one, I know I'm going to be wrong on the other. I'll probably be wrong on them all.
So, let's say a population of 6 million.
6 million.
60,000
GDP around
GDP
60,
per capita.
and unemployment either or at or just above 5% would be my.
Okay, so
I'm also an optimist.
I'll do the same myself. It's not fair to do that just to you. So unemployment, I think we're going to be a bit like Finland was after its financial crisis. There was such a boom in construction-related jobs or construction-started jobs, like the multiplier of construction jobs. Everything from retail to law to estate agents and all that. So I think unemployment is going to still be 7 to 8% in 2020. I don't think we're going to get back down below that quickly. I think in terms of the population size, I think probably not as optimistic as you. I think that's a big increase. I think it's going to go down to about 3.94 million over the course of the next couple of years, and then it's only going to go back up. And I would be surprised if we were above 4.4 million by 2020. And then in GDP per capita, where we have a 10% fall really over the course of our depression, so to speak. So that's going to bring us straight back down from, let's say, 45,000 purchasing power parity dollars to maybe around 40,000. Now, where do we go in the 9-10 years of after that? Again, I would be surprised if we were more than maybe 47,000, 48,000. So I see us as being maybe slightly above where we were at the height of the boom, but probably not a lot. I think it's very interesting what you were talking about, the work of the RDA. I think the model that the RDA is going to be pursuing in 5-10 years is a bit like you described. It's a lot of convergence between sectors. I think a typical year for IDA will not be bringing in 50 projects of 500 people. It'll be 500 projects of 50 people on average, and they'll mostly be services based, and they'll require probably people to come to Ireland, and they'll be based around the country, and they'll be between industries. They won't be cleanly in one industry. They could be ICT and pharmaceuticals. They could be a different kind of across industry types. But so there's my colours nailed to the mast. What was it? Population of
4 to 4.4.
4.4.
GDP of about 47,000 per person.
Yeah, and unemployment of 7.5%. There, I said it.
Okay, let's
go talk to some people.